Man, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. My wife completely let herself go after having the baby, and I did not sign up for this version of her.
I just got married and I'm getting divorced. The thing is that how dumb can they be to cheat on you, but yet not try to cover any of their traces? Which, I mean, I guess I'm thankful that I found out.
MAGA supporters are furious and confused as more spouses walk away from marriages they say were broken by Trump-era politics. What many thought was just politics has turned into something far deeper, something personal. For thousands of couples, political beliefs didn't just stay at the ballot box, they entered the living room, the dining table, the bedroom, and eventually the divorce court. For years, many Trump supporters brushed off concerns from their partners, insisting that politics should not affect love or marriage. But what they fail to understand is that Trumpism was never just about policies. It became a reflection of values, character, and empathy. And now people, are seeing it as how people see other people. For many spouses, especially women, those values became impossible to ignore. Well, guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Let's go take a look at these videos and I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Let's go watch.
Someone who was raised MAGA, the sad reality is that a lot of white women only vote the way they do because of their husbands. And white women are a demographic of people that consistently, historically have voted against their own interests. If you are a white MAGA woman, I want to tell you right now, there's a high chance that your husband is probably cheating on you. And if he's not doing it in the physical world, he's doing it in the online space. Most people who consume OnlyFans and other content are married. And here are some messages that I have gotten in my DMs on Instagram. This guy directly says that he hates his wife and he is trying to get me to send him explicit content or whatever. I don't do that, but point being, I like to talk to these men to see what is going on in their lives and where they live. And if I can, I will try to get a hold of their wives. Can't even tell you how common of a pattern this is and how many messages I get of married MAGA men trying to get me to engage in this work with them. So if you are a woman and you voted MAGA, be careful where you place your loyalty. It's always better to think for yourself than relying on him, because look what he's doing behind your back.
Divorce attorneys across the globe have openly acknowledged an increase in separation linked to political conflict since Trump rose to power. Spouses say the issue isn't just, voting Republican, it's the behavior that came with it. The constant anger, the obsession with culture wars, the mocking of women's rights, the hostility towards immigrants, minorities, and anybody, who disagreed. Over time, love couldn't survive in that environment. Many women say they didn't leave because of a single argument, but because of what Trump support review, about their partners. They watch their spouses defend racism as free speech, excuse cruelty as strength, and of course dismiss empathy as weakness. For women raising daughters, this because a breaking point. They couldn't reconcile staying married to someone who support leaders and policies that openly worked against their children's future. Some MAGA, husbands are now experiencing rage and disbelief online, claiming they were betrayed or blindsided. But for their spouses, the signs were there for years. Trump didn't create this attitude. He gave them permission to come out loud. What was once hidden behind politeness became proudly displayed, and many partners decided they could no longer live with it.
I got divorced at 53 years old after an 18-year marriage. And there have been plenty of times post-divorce where I've kind of lamented the fact that I spent so many years in a bad marriage. Why didn't I get a divorce sooner? I wish I was younger when I got the divorce. Now I'm realizing that at 53 years old, this was the perfect time for me to have gotten a divorce. Because at 53, I am no longer the focus of male attention. And because I'm no longer the focus of male attention, I'm no longer seeking male validation. When I was a teenage girl and I started getting attention from boys and men, I kind of found myself on this hamster wheel of wanting attention because the attention made me feel good. It made me feel pretty. It made me feel smart. It made me feel confident in myself. It was just a very slippery slope from receiving attention to actively seeking male validation. What a man thought about me mattered, because eventually it was going to lead to a man choosing me to be his wife. And once I was chosen as a wife, I could relax. I could just finally be myself because I was going to have this man who loved me and accepted me for who I truly was. But once I got into an actual marriage, I found out I was still on that hamster wheel. I was still seeking attention from my husband, seeking his validation, seeking his time. It just never ended. Now that I'm divorced and I'm 53 years old and I'm no longer receiving the attention from men that I used to get, I feel like the world looks different. I feel like I can make decisions with a clear mind because the only person that I'm thinking about is myself. I'm not thinking about what a man wants from me, what a man needs from me. And that goes for like big decisions to like even small decisions about like what I wear or how I do my hair. I'm just doing everything for myself. And there's just a freedom in that. If I had gotten divorced earlier, even when I was like in my early 40s, I don't know if I would have been able to be in this space right now. I think I still might have been in the place of seeking male attention and male validation. I would have gotten myself into the same trap. So yeah, I'm grateful that it happened when it happened because it happened at the time that was perfect for me. And now I get to live a life for me.
Productive rights played a major role in these divorces after, every other thing that these women have listed. The anger from MAGA supporters now is often misdirected. Instead of reflecting on why their partners left, they blame liberal brainwashing. And of course, they will always blame liberal, okay, social media, feminism, but divorce doesn't happen overnight. It's a result of years of emotional erosion, disrespect, and of course, incompatible values finally reaching a breaking point. Ironically, many of these same men once mocked independent women, praising traditional marriage roles. Now they are watching financially independent spouses walk away without fear. Women with careers, savings, and of course support systems are no longer trapped. They don't have to tolerate constant hostility just to survive. That independence has shifted power dynamics, and some men, right? Some MAGA men are struggling to accept it. There is also a generational shift happening. Younger women, especially millennials and of course Gen Zs, are far less willing to compromise on values. They see policies and politics as a reflection of molarity, not just party loyalty. When a partner support leaders who promote division, misogyny, or authoritarian behavior, it becomes a deal breaker, not just a disagreement.
White ladies are leaving their husbands. They're leaving their white husbands. And I believe it's because of their bitch assness in this moment. Like they're doing the whole ostrich bury your head in the sand thing. And even worse, they're telling their wives they're overreacting. And it's not that serious. And all of this stuff with ICE is not going to affect us. So why worry? They're telling their wives they're overreacting about the murder of Renee Nicole Good. It just makes me think about like all of the men who, when it's like hurricane season, they're like, I'm going to hunker down here in my home and I'm going to protect my home from fucking nature. Or it's not going to be that big of a deal. And then like everybody ends up dying because he's a fucking idiot. And apparently they think the problem is that their wives are too online, too informed. If they were just to put their phones down and, I don't know, pick up their needlepoint like a good little girl, then all of this would go away. Question for those pending ex-wives. Did you always know that your husband was a bitch ass deep down inside? Or have there been bitch ass signs in the past and this was just the straw that broke the camel's back? Sound off in the comments. And for those of you who have husbands that are rising to the occasion and taking things as seriously as they should be, hold them tight.
Now, as divorce rise, some MAGA supporters claim they are being punished for their beliefs, but consequences are not punishment, they are outcomes. No one is entitled to a marriage if their values fundamentally harm their partner's sense of safety, dignity, and future. What's happening now is not a conspiracy or a trend, it's accountability at a personal level. Politics is no longer abstract when it affects healthcare, education, immigration, voting rights, and bodily autonomy. Right now, couples are realizing that love alone cannot bridge deep moral divides. Many women leaving their marriages describe a sense of relief, not the regret. They speak about peace, freedom, and reclaiming their voices. Meanwhile, some MAGA supporters are left angry, isolated, and confused, wondering how loyalty to a political figure cost them their families. And now, this moment serves as a warning. When politics is built on anger, division, and dominance, it eventually destroys personal relationships too. Trump promised strength, loyalty, and winning, but for many of these supporters, the real outcome has been lost. And now, at the end of the day, marriages don't collapse because of disagreement. They collapse because of disrespect and incompatible values. And as more people choose dignity over devotion, one thing is, of course, becoming clear. Personal lives are not immune to political choices. What you support says something about who you are, and for many spouses, that truth became impossible to live with. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Do let me know what you all think in the comment section. I would really love to read from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and credit belongs to original creators of this video. What's your own take about these videos today? Don't forget to drop it in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and share. See you all on my next. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.